Cub Swanson hasn't fought since his knockout victory over Billy Quarantillo last year, but he's been fighting on social media with Jake Shields. Here I destroyed Cub Swanson's knee at UFC Grappling Quintet. I had back-to-back matches, so I was tired and wanted quick matches. I don't think Cub was aware how much trouble he was, so I felt bad blowing out his knee, but this is a rough sport. I wasn't worried because heel hooks were not allowed, and I didn't think you were a big enough dick to purposely hurt someone. It took me an entire year of pain and sacrifice to get back to full health. Now I know that you did it on purpose. We had trained together a few times, and we're always cool. Why would I think someone I'm cool with would purposely try and ruin my career just to win an exhibition grappling match? According to the rules, I was in no danger. Of course, looking back, I definitely would have tapped. Cub was leaning towards retiring, but he leaves the door open to potentially come back still. Arman Sarukian says he gets $300,000 for winning in the UFC, but 30% goes to taxes, which is $90,000. After taxes, $210,000 is his earnings. Then the gym cuts 5%, which is $15K. Coach cut 5%, which is $15K. Manager gets 15%, which is $45,000. So that total expense is $165,000. Net earnings is $45,000. He says it ends at zero due to additional costs, and he says he makes all his money basically through sponsorships, but he's already rich, so he doesn't even need to do any of this. Arman Sarukian headlines UFC Qatar against Dan Hooker November 22nd. UFC making their debut in Doha, Qatar. That's the main event, 5 rounds. Co-main event is 3 rounds. Bilal says he wanted 5. He says Ian Gary wanted 3.
You won't knock me out. You ready for this? Watch this. See that big guy? You won't knock me out, big dog. I hit brick walls for a living, big guy. I promise you I will lay you out and anybody else that steps my way. Okay?
Ben Askren looking a lot better now than he did not too long ago after his double lung transplant. Lucky to be alive, grateful to be alive. Rampage Jackson giving out prop money to every tourist scammer that he came across there.
If you rent houses and you just leave all the heavy shit behind, or like the gross fucking trashy shit that you're like, oh, I can't bring this to my new house, like pots of pans that are like fucking gross and not clean even slightly, are like food, like are like just gross food behind that you're like all expired. It's like, you're a fucking douchebag. And here's like another thing too, is just like, I don't get like this shit right here was like covered in dust, and it's like everywhere. It's like you'll never be amazed unless you like do rental properties and stuff of how gross people actually are. And like, dude, y'all don't bring anybody home or nothing. Like, how are you guys this fucking disgusting? Like, it's like this person's been gone for like 6 days, and it's like this house was so disgusting, and it's like, how the fuck did you live in this and we're okay with it? And like, I don't know.
Royval's going to be taking on Kape December 13th. That's the main event of that fight night card at the UFC Apex. He wanted it in Colorado in his hometown of Denver, which would have been interesting, but they're going to do it at the UFC Apex. They tried doing this fight 2 times this year. Both guys pulled out each time. Royval's coming off a crazy fight with Joshua Van, where they threw a combined total of 772 strikes. Those guys pushed a hell of a pace for 15 minutes. Every round, they're throwing more significant strikes than the previous round. Kape's looking to make it 3 wins in a row by beating Royval and get a title shot off that, the same way Joshua Van got a title shot after beating Royval. UFC needs to take Muhammad Mokaev back. ASAP has been on a run since he left and proven he can stay active and deserves to be with the top dogs. Mokaev just picked up a win in Brave Combat Federation. 2nd round KO, 8 seconds into round 2. Now he's won 4 fights outside of the UFC, improving his record to 15-0. His last win in the UFC, his last fight in the UFC, was against Kape. He took a decision in that one. It was a bloody battle in A1 combat, so much so that Cortez was slipping on Legarita's blood. Cortez ended up getting the TKO finish shortly afterwards. All that slipping on blood was kind of like Nicholas Dalby's fight with Ross Houston in 2018 in Cage Warriors. It was so bloody on the canvas that the referee stopped it for safety, so it was a no contest via bloody match. In one championship, Agdev battered the league leg of Kriklia the whole fight en route to a decision victory. He becomes the inaugural one championship heavyweight champion in kickboxing. Also on the card, Nico Carrillo got a 2nd round TKO stoppage after a barrage of strikes in the corner. Mauricio Rufy says, I don't like fighting against Brazilian, but my manager wants to make this fight because he thinks it makes sense right now. Everyone already has a fight scheduled. Others are injured like Fazeev, Gamrod, who just fought. UFC wants to give me a ranked opponent. According to what my manager and UFC told me, they want me to fight Moicano. At least that's what I've heard. We're not close friends or anything. He's someone I like, but the UFC wants to make this fight happen, and I think it makes sense. I want to fight as soon as possible, end of the year or beginning of next year. Beginning of next year is more likely. Rufy's coming off a loss to BSD, a guy who Moicano beat. Jack Della Maddalena thinks that Islam Makhachev moved up at a good time because he picked up so many title wins at lightweight. He says if he ever considered moving up to middleweight, it would be if he defended the belt multiple times. But he has aspirations of one day fighting a guy like Khamzat Chimaev because of the challenge.
I would like to be a defending champion. I like to see a champion sort of at least like clean out a lot of the top 10 guys before moving up. Respect what Islam's done. I think he's moved up at a good time. You know, he's done good work at lightweight. I respect what he's done. Cleaned out the division, moved up. And I'll try and do the same. I'll try and defend my belt multiple times before even considering changing division.
Is middleweight something that could be on the horizon for you one day?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Yeah, I would like to fight Kamzat Chimaev at one point. If my career goes well, it'd be a good challenge.
Lerone Murphy training with Andrew Tate. Lerone Murphy does not have a fight scheduled at the moment. He had aspirations of fighting for the belt against Volk in December. It did not happen, and doesn't look like it's going to happen next year either. It looks like Diego Lopez might be up next for a title shot against Volk for the title again. Andrew Tate's competing in Misfits Boxing. He's the new CEO of Misfits Boxing and making his debut in the organization against Chase Demore December 20th in Dubai. RDR pushed it too far in his opinion, fighting 5 times in a year, chasing the belt. 5 huge weight cuts. He also says he's facing some health issues that he also had back in the day and won championship when he rematched Malikan. Recently, he was saying he was getting out of breath just walking up the stairs. So he's working on getting some tests done, improving that health issue and getting back to training in a month or so.
I fucked that up. I pushed myself a bit too far. The weight thing, it's not 30 pounds, but it was a lot again, and it's been like that for 5 times. I was just so focused on getting the title shot and being ready when it came that I just pushed my body to where it couldn't follow. It's something I dealt with in the past. Because I had this fight with Malikan. The second fight was kind of similar. I was doing very well in the first round as well. And then third round, kind of the same thing. I just had nothing in me anymore. I couldn't stand up anymore. And it was kind of the same thing in this fight. Even after the first round getting up, I felt like shit. Sitting on the stool, I felt like shit, no energy. And it's kind of like that in the camp. So yeah, I gotta address this, get it right, yeah.
And then you also said recently, just getting upstairs, you're out of breath.
Yeah.
I mean, go
yeah, that's a problem, huh?
When you go back to training, I mean, what's it like? And how long do you think it is going to be until you can start training?
Yeah, so this is my first time like really doing something, moving a little bit, hit some mitts, and I'll roll up a little bit. So I'll kind of go low for the next couple of weeks at least. I've done a lot of blood work. I've done a lot of performance testing in the meanwhile. So getting everything at baseline. I'm starting some treatments for this. So we'll see how it goes, but at least another 4 or 5 weeks before I can go hard.
With RDR losing now, Nasruddin Amavov will get the next title shot against Khamzat Chimaev. Brendan Allen could fight DDP. They've argued so much over the years on social media, they might as well run it in the cage. Sean Strickland is adamant he's fighting Anthony Hernandez next. He says that'll be in January. Strickland's suspension is almost over, and Anthony Hernandez should be ready and healed up to go by January. Adesanya and Bohayo are right beside each other in the rankings. That was a fight that was on the table in the past, and now might be the right time to do it. Roger Jackson, clear out your top bunk. Dad is coming in. Rampage might kill somebody, and on camera too. Rampage getting triggered by kids now. Yanal Ashmus 2-2. Most likely the UFC didn't see a point in offering him a new contract. I'm telling you, sometimes getting a new contract is about timing. Ashmus was recently cut by the UFC. And that's it for now. Until next time, thanks for watching.